Today on Super Hi-Fi.
Ecco the Dolphin. A unique idea in an industry that hates unique ideas.
Ecco, defender of Earth's future.
Ecco the Dolphin, Defender of the Future, is the fourth installment in SEGA's Ecco franchise. And honestly, it's a miracle they even got that far. Not to say the Ecco games were bad by any means, far from it. It's just that, well, Ecco the Dolphin, as a character, had carried a stigma with him, from his 1992 inception all the way to his unfortunate demise in the new millennium. And do you want to know what the main gripe that all those 90s radical dude bros held towards Ecco was? Do you want to know what inescapable flaw wrenched this first-party franchise's bottlenose beak into the loose plastic rings of the aforementioned dude bros bullfrog advertised Budweiser six-pack? You ready for this? Ecco the Dolphin was, in fact, a dolphin. There it is. Now you know. And now we move on. When we can see past prejudice and peer beyond preconceived notions, we enlighten ourselves to the true beauty of each individual. General rule in life, and that applies here, to this game. Ecco the Dolphin, Defender of the Future, and that title is hard to say with a straight face, is a wonderfully unique, fresh, and well-executed concept that needs to be given a chance. I'm not asking you to love this game. I'm not even asking you to like it. I'm just asking you to play it. Because if you do, you'll experience a game like none you've ever experienced before.
It starts with the intro to a bizarre story, and eventually you're thrown into a seemingly peaceful dolphin simulator, which is where Ecco loses a lot of players. The question that gamers face when starting up an Ecco game is, what am I supposed to do? Clarity and objective is not just absent at the start of the game, it's pretty much absent throughout. That's really not as bad as it sounds, and here's why. You're given objectives and hints in the form of wordy riddles that really get you thinking. Your path is never truly clear, and you really need to explore and test different things in these beautiful underwater environments, which really adds to the charm of the game. There's no way this game would be this enjoyable if they made things easy on you. It's tough love, really.
That's exactly it. Ecco is in no way a linear game on the PS2 or Dreamcast. You're going to be going back and forth through levels a lot, whether you're looking for key level components, or a school of fish or air pocket to replenish your air or health meters. These environments are visually engaging and immersive through all three chapters of the game, although the peaceful ocean beauty sort of tapers off at the end in exchange for the dark biomechanical alien stuff that sort of comes in when the alien invasion happens in the alternate timeline. Yes, we're still talking about the Dolphin game. There are three timelines our time-traveling dolphin chum explores throughout 30 levels of the game. The first is a normal world where dolphin and mankind live together. Normal is said with extreme liberty here. The second is an overgrown underwater empire controlled by grotesque monster dolphins. And the final timeline is, as mentioned before, controlled by the foe, the aliens from outer space.
Avenge me.
There's no way you can take this story seriously. It's basically an unintentional comedy act amidst a collection of the best underwater levels of this game's time. And I know what you're thinking. That's not really saying much, right? I mean, who likes underwater levels? Especially ones from 16 years ago. Well, as it turns out, this is one of very few games that ever got swimming right. Yeah, as the game's 16 years old now, you're gonna experience a few moments of clunkiness here and there. But for the most part, this game hasn't aged as badly as it probably should have. The graphics still don't hurt to look at, and the music is outstanding, akin to such great underwater tracks as Aquatic Ambience and Dire Dire Docks from Donkey Kong Country and Super Mario 64, respectively. But most of all, this game's grace through the test of time is due to its imaginative level design. Some of the levels in the chapter under Dolphin Rule, after activating a water levitating machine in the story, are some of the most exciting and creative video game levels that I've ever played. One in particular, named Hanging Waters, was an experience in itself. It was in that level that I knew for certain that I was not playing the game that this is commonly made out to be. I knew at that point I was playing an undervalued, underappreciated hidden gem. This was as graceful a transition to 3D as the Ecco franchise could have hoped for, and there were even some 2D side-scrolling levels thrown into the adventure as well.
So why do people hate on the Ecco franchise? Game developers take weird animals and make them into beloved characters all the time, so why was Ecco any different?
Well, Ecco was pretty much just a dolphin. No anthropomorphism or memorable/existent dialogue here. Just a dolphin. And believe it or not, that didn't really translate into a memorable or relatable character, and that was a bit of a problem. A lot of us play video games by projecting ourselves onto the characters and playing as if we were in their shoes. Ecco lacks any human quality, and that's what a lot of the hate boils down to.
The character's lack of appeal is a giant hurdle in its creator's recent efforts to revive the Ecco franchise. Given the right treatment, a new Ecco title could provide something different, something creative, and something original into an industry in serious need of those traits. Unfortunately, you'd have as hard a time convincing the haters to buy it as you would convincing them that a dolphin is not a fish. It's Ecco the Dolphin, Defender of the Future, for the PS2 and Dreamcast.